Well, hello. How are you guys doing? I myself am doing pretty okay. Today we're going to be looking at a movie that has come out, I literally think this week. I'm not entirely sure. I watched it yesterday. I'm meaning like this very recent movie, but I'm going to be covering Alien Romulus, which without spoiling anything is really good. I'm just going to open with saying it is really good. But I'm going to tell you exactly why it is really good in a two-part thing. So at the very beginning of this video, it won't be any spoilers or anything. And then at the end of the video is when I'll get into the spoiler territory. So if you're just interested in seeing if you want to go watch this movie, I will let you know when I start getting into spoilers, and you can leave the video after that point. Before we hop into why you should go see this movie, I do have other channels. I have a gaming channel where I post the live streams that I do over on Twitch. So if you're interested in any gaming or anything, I do go live on Twitch every now and again. I'm trying to do it every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but I have ADHD and a hyperfixation currently, which is Warhammer. That is my new hyperfixation, and really expensive hobby, but we'll get into that later. If you're not interested in gaming, you're not really interested in movies, I do have a third channel where I cook stuff, cook recipes and stuff. When this video goes up, around the same time, there should be a scone video. I think it's like strawberry or raspberry scone video. Now let's move on from the self-promotion and let's go into Alien Romulus. Now, this is going to be the non-spoiler part. The non-spoiler part. I'm going to give my rating and then explain why. I am going to rate this movie solid 8.5 out of 10. If you like Aliens, and I'm meaning Alien and Aliens, the first and second one, you're going to absolutely love this movie. If you were more into Covenant and Prometheus, you're not going to love it as much. I personally really don't like Covenant and that's a lie. I don't like a good chunk of Covenant and Prometheus. The characters are very poorly written in Covenant and Prometheus. It is a cinematically beautiful movie. It's very interesting characters, like David, really interesting character. But the overall plot and the reason why the scientists are in these situations and the stupid decisions they make irritate the crap out of me. And I genuinely don't enjoy watching Prometheus or Covenant. However, Alien and Aliens are both movies that I really enjoy and really hold very special place in my heart, because they were some of the very first scary movies that I ever watched growing up, right? And this goes back to its roots.
Back to formula.
And I'm meaning that as blatantly as I possibly can. It is such a good movie. It is cinematically very pretty. There are shots in this movie where it's like looking into space, and like specifically there's like rings on a planet, and it is so pretty. The audio of this movie is some of the best I have ever seen. Hard stop. The audio design is really good. And one of my best examples of that, without spoiling any major plot or anything, there's a couple of scenes where you get like an outside perspective of the spaceship that everything is happening on, and it's quiet. Not an ounce of noise. Because for those of you who don't know, when you're in space, there is no noise. There's nothing for vibrations to refract off of, so there's no way to hear anything really. And that is one of my favorite things about sci-fi, and specifically like sci-fi horror, when you go out to outer space and there's no noise and the movie cuts all of the sound and everything off, man, it's so pretty for like the ears. If you get what I mean, if you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. But it's just like it feels like you're there and you can feel the tension building, and my God, does this movie build tension. It is so suspenseful, which is why I say it brings it back to its roots, because for me, Covenant and Prometheus, they weren't suspenseful. There was like not really any suspense. There wasn't really much horror to it. Those two movies were way too sci-fi for a sci-fi horror. They delved too far into the sci-fi, not enough into the horror. And this flips that on its script. It's still sci-fi. Don't get me wrong. You're still in outer space. You're still on a spaceship. There are still xenomorphs. But it is so scary at some parts. Like, out of all of the scary movies that I've seen this year, and all of the movies that I've done a video on this year, this is the scariest. Hard stop. It has the most suspenseful moments. There are several moments where you like, I found myself holding my breath because I was just anticipating something. Man, it is so good. I can't say it enough. If you haven't seen this movie, go watch it. It is worth it. Especially if you're an Alien fan. Especially if you're somebody who loves the Alien franchise, but did not enjoy Covenant or Prometheus. You're going to absolutely adore this movie. It is such a good movie. Now, this is where I'm going to cut. Stop watching if you don't want to be spoiled, because I am going to get into spoilers from this point on. You have your fair warning. I don't want to hear anything in the comments saying, spoiler warning, okay? This is your warning. Now, immediately, I want to talk about the chrome-sized elephant in the room being them bringing back the likeness of Ash, the AI construct, kind of the David character from the original Alien movie. They brought his likeness back. Now, he is not the same AI. However, it is the same model, and this is one of the things that knocked it down a whole point for me, is the CGI for the face really pulled me out of it. I really did not like the way that it looked. And honestly, bringing people back from the dead, actors who are dead, and using their likeness in a movie, to me feels dirty. I don't like that. I may be weird about that. I may be weird about not. I don't feel comfortable with that. Even if you have permission from the person's family, and even if you use like a voice actor instead of AI, there's just some like moral gray area that really just kind of rubs me the wrong way. However, if he wasn't such a major plot device, it wouldn't have bugged me nearly as much. But he is so intertwined into the plot that it kind of, like, every time it cut back to him, it really pulled me out of it because of how weird his CGI face looked. That is the only major complaint that I have for this movie in this spoiler section, right? Because it is so good at doing jump scares. There are several different moments where jump scares happen, and I just like, it completely threw me off guard because I was not expecting it, right? I mean, that's how jump scares work, but like, they did jump scares really good. I find that jump scares typically are very cheap, but I don't know, there was something about the jump scares in this one that's just, it was really good. And not a single character made a stupid decision. Every single character, every single one of them, you could make an argument for their decision. In the beginning, there's like one specific scene that I've seen some people saying, why did they run away, blah, blah, blah. The bald lady and the cousin character, he and her both run back to the ship, and they're just trying to get away from Andy, right? And I see a lot of people are like, why are people freaking, or why did they like run away and freak out and stuff? Their point of view, Andy was trying to kill him, or kill her specifically, and there was a reason. They just weren't very, like, they weren't aware of the chest bursters, and I especially like that explanation because it's set in between Alien and Aliens. But there was not a single decision made in this movie by the people that I thought was dumb. I really liked how well written every single character was. Don't get me wrong, the two people who died first, specifically the first person to die, she was not very well written. There wasn't a lot to build on her. However, it didn't feel like she was just in the movie to die. There was a reason she was there. And I really liked how even the characters that didn't really matter to the overall plot and were literally just there to die, they were given some kind of story, right? Hell, the reason why the cousin character absolutely hated Andy is because his mom died due to a decision by an android. And that's just not a detail that most movies nowadays would add to make the plot make more sense. And I really like how in depth they were willing to go for each and every single one of the characters. And speaking on that, the only person, if you want to call him that made a stupid decision that I don't know why. And I watched Moist Critical's video on this, and he made the same point that I thought of when I was watching this movie, which was the alien saving the girl in the elevator shaft. Like, why? She was like at terminal velocity, 100% going to die, but why did the alien catch her? Like that confused me. It confused me because not only did it catch her, but it like didn't attack her. Was it like gonna be the first friendly alien? Like, I don't understand its reasoning. Now I understand that it is an alien and it's stupid, but still, they're not that stupid. They're surprisingly intelligent creatures, and it made no sense to me. It was weird. Yeah, no, that was the only main thing that really bugged me about this movie, was that scene specifically. And it sucks because of how like intense that scene was. I was fully anticipating that she was gonna die. Fully expecting that she was gonna die. Andy was gonna keep going, and the pregnant lady was gonna live, which I was wrong, by the way. That was something. That was certainly something. Real Alien Resurrection vibes, but way scarier. Way scarier. And you know what? I think I'm gonna leave it there, because I don't really think I have anything, like, I can't really think of anything else to add, because it was just a good movie. And if you watched this part and you haven't seen it yet, what are you doing here? But also go watch the movie. And I think that's all that I have to say for you guys, or wow, my brain short-circuited. I'm gonna say goodbye. I don't know what's going on with my brain. I think I'm sly. You know what? That's staying in. That's gonna be the end. I'm leaving it there.